Let's talk about injury, old age, and older age, and being an athlete. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Richard. I'm an adventure filmmaker and I focus on running. I started my athletic journey about a year ago. At the age of 48, I decided, hey, with just 9 weeks to go, why don't I enter Knysna Forest Marathon, which I did, trained for, and ran successfully in just that short period of time. And that got me onto a whole bunch of other activities and sort of breaking the barriers that existed in my mind that said what I thought was impossible before has now become possible. Just a few weeks ago, I ran my longest distance ever, making me an ultra runner, which is an incredible goal to achieve. I'm 49 at the moment, and I was like, I've never had this stuff, as part of my psyche to think that I could ever do those kind of things. Yet here I am doing it. I also rode my mountain bike the furthest distance I ever thought. Like, I never thought it was possible to ride just over 40 Ks, but I did. And so, this question about your ability and, as you're getting older, what does it all mean and how does your body deal with it? Right. So at the moment, I'm dealing with a knee injury. I got a bit of a strain on my knee, and now 3 weeks later, I'm still sitting with an issue. It's a lot better, taking care of it, which I'll talk a little bit about. But that's led to this sort of thought about, what happens when you go through injuries as an older person, at least for me, and what does this feel like, and what does it actually mean in reality? This has never happened to me before. Got a cramp. Whoa. The start of my running journey was really just the big old sticking it to the man of all this old age complaints that I had. I literally felt like I was stuck on a couch and I wanted to get into a new place in life. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't sit and watch another TV program and not get out and not do something, not take care of my body. I've done a bunch of stuff since first getting off that couch. For example, I don't drink coffee anymore. That's weird. I never thought that would happen. Started taking better care of what I'm putting into my body and also understanding the nutrition part of it. Like, my yellow juice, I promise I'm going to get to the yellow juice. If you've been hearing me talk about yellow juice recently, I'll talk about it a little bit more and explain what it is and why I'm taking it. But these things have really just, changed a lot of what I thought was important before and what I think is important now. It's also changed what I thought was possible before and what I think is possible now. Like, when I was asked this question about as you age, what is your thoughts on your body and your adaptability and just the level that you operate at. Well, I really think that the age does factor into it, but it's wherever you are in life and the age that you are, I think your mental toughness is actually what matters more than anything else. Yeah, mental toughness. Mental toughness is a thing. So when I get injuries, of which I've had a few kind of big ones in the last 6 months. In November last year, I was off the entire month with a abductor muscle. Eventually did physio, got treatment. It was all good. Felt really strong. Then in Feb, I again had an issue with ITB. And then now again, the same thing, ITB, but on my other leg. Every time I go through this, the experience of an injury, like the first thing that enters my mind is this the end? Is this it for me? Because I'm an older person. Like, is this the injury that takes me out? That really, doctor says, like, sorry, chap, but it's over. You have to stop. No more running. No more cycling. None of this nonsense anymore. And that's the real fear that I have, because it's brought me so much joy. It's brought me so much just new meaning in my life that, like, if it was taken away from me, like, I literally feel like that's the end of my world. Like, and I have this thought, and I've now, my third, call it big injury, still I'm not trying to be crazy, and I don't sort of look to get injuries on purpose, because sometimes that's some of the comments that people will make. It's like, hey, slow down there, chap. I'm managing my fitness because I'm trying to elevate to new levels of fitness. It does require that I do more, that I work harder and I push harder and I go further because that's my goal. I want to go further. I'd love to run 100-mile race at some point in before I turn 50 maybe. And that means I need to run further distances. I'm already slow, so slowing down is not an option. I just need to go further and practice more. So when I get an injury, it impacts me quite a bit because number one, I think, is this the end? Number two, it's like, am I going to lose my fitness and I have to rebuild and restart to get back to the level I was before I got the injury? And what does that mean for the goal that I'm trying to achieve? You know, there are things that I'd love to do, like I'd love to do the Knysna Forest Marathon again. I'd love to do an adventure running up Rhino's Horn in the Drakensberg. There's another race called the Titanic Challenge, which is out in the Free State in a beautiful town called Clarence. And they have this run called the Titanic Challenge. Like those are three of the really big things. So every time I get an injury, that's where my mind goes. It's, oh no, I'm not going to be fit enough to do those things. Yeah, it can really get to you. It can be depressing. Like it really, yeah. And so we always hope for like a quick recovery. Oh, maybe it's just a niggle, because at my age, what I find is that you get a lot of niggles and most of them can be ignored. You know, but it's learning the art of like, okay, this is more than just a niggle. This is something serious and you need to take care. But with everything, with age and experience, I've learned that if you just work through, firstly, the emotion, say, yeah, I'm a bit nervous about this. It's a bit scary. What do I do next? Number one is you could rest, obviously, which is what I've done with every little niggle and injury, is take a bit of rest. I try to do a lot more stretching. Stretching is important. I've also tried to work in some exercise, some strength work, some little weights and dumbbells that I'm sort of using to try and build up my fitness. And then it's a visit to the physio and to the doctor, just to make sure that everything's still okay. No issues with my heart. And then my health is in check. And when I look in the grander scheme of all of this, all the running, all the goals that I've set, that sure, they, for myself, they feel really good. But the byproduct is that I get to spend amazing times with my family. Like the ideas and the things that we do now, it's not just here at home and maybe go to the park. It's let's go on an adventure. Let's buy an inflatable kayak and see what happens. Let's go to this nature reserve and walk around. Let's see what we can do with these bikes. While the injury is really, it sucks. The byproduct of all of this is that I get to spend time with my family. I get to do things with my family. And I have young kids. And the things that I get to do with them now versus what I was doing before is so much better. We have so much fun together, where they are now looking forward to what's the next adventure, Dad. And that no injury can take away from me. Even if it pains me to say, have my last injury, it's invoked something in our family that's far more special. And the things that we can do and the places I can go with my children, my wife, that's the special thing. Right, if you've, like me, been stuck on the couch and you are trying to get off the couch, and what do? Just start by going for a walk. Just get out, make that decision to get up, get off the couch and go outside and take a walk. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Walk from one light bulb to the next. And as your hunger and appetite grows, you say, well, maybe I can walk 2 light bulbs this evening. Do that. And then find the thing that creates joy. Maybe running's not your thing. Maybe cycling's your thing. I've been having a lot of fun on the bike. I never thought that I'd do a lot of the things that I'm doing today. My first runs was huffing and puffing and sweating profusely, and I was in so much pain. But as I continued on the journey, because that's what this is, it is a journey. I found that what I thought was impossible, it's not impossible at all. And maybe you'll find that too. Maybe you'll find that spirit of adventure inside yourself by just getting out there and trying new things, challenging yourself, being okay with the pain, being okay with the niggles. And if you get an injury, just being okay with that injury. Because it's a journey. Welcome to it.
You know, a lot of people are very outcome based, like we were talking about earlier. They want to lose 10 kilos in 2 months or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's very, very outcome based, which is kind of the wrong approach. You should really be journey focused, right? And it's sometimes you're gonna have an up, sometimes you're gonna have a down. Welcome to the journey. You know, that's what it is about. Sometimes you're gonna have a good run, sometimes you're gonna have a bad run. Welcome to the journey. Sometimes you're gonna plan for a race, all your nutrition, all your training that you've done has been on point. Come race day, something goes wrong. Welcome to the journey. You know, life is gonna throw these little things at you, but it's how you respond to that. That's, like I said, your response has to be bigger than the problem.
My name's Richard, and this has been Richard Talks. Welcome to the journey of life.